Shalom. I want to start by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Mahakwadash. I want to give my honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone who taught us, me included, this 100% truth according to the spirits of be Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that their portion is word, to the four corners of the earth, and true sincerity. And peace and blessings to you hopeful believers out there, which are also part of the elect. To y'all say shalom. And once again, I want to say, call her Lord Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Mahakwadash. Forgive me, Mahakwadash, the Holy Spirit, to do the lesson on today. Lord, and the feast, we lamb and sheep of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So I got a video through the parents' spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just want to go into this I just want to go into this this particular thing that Hillary Clinton has said about Donald Trump. You know, he has said about Donald Trump, because what she said about Donald Trump lines up with prophecy. You know, it lines up with prophecy, you see, because I'm going to get it right. It says Hillary Clinton, she said, here is the growing list of countries choosing to pause mail deliveries to the U.S. because of Trump's tariff chaos. Did anyone vote in 2024 to become the new hermit king, right? So she's saying that Trump is the new hermit king, right? Now, before I get the word hermit, I want to look up, is the hermit king even a person? Right? That's not a bad one. It says figuratively, it's a figurative meanings, a self-made king. It says an individual who by choice or circumstance lives in isolation like a hermit, but possesses the freedom and power to be a king within their own domain or work, as seen an example of a Ligurian artisan, if I'm saying that right. But like I said, a hermit is a person who decides to be in isolation, you see. And what do you know? You have the king of Babylon, who is Donald Duck, right? She described him as being a hermit king. And we just went into how, let's get the etymology, or let me just get the word hermit first. It's the word hermit, a simple Google definition. It says hermit, a person living in solitude as a religious discipline, right? It says reclusive, solitary, loner, right? Loner. So it's a person that's pretty much isolates themselves from everybody else. It could be a religious reason, it could be a disciplinary reason. Bottom line is somebody who isolates themselves. So with her calling Trump the new hermit king, or the hermit king, you know, if I'll say, it literally lines up with prophecy, going into how they should hate the whore and eat her flesh, and the allies of Babylon the Great should turn on her. You see? So let me get the one I had quoted, Revelation 17, real quick. Right, it's Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. And those 10 horns, because this beast is talking about the NATO, and those horns is essentially the EU, the European Common Market, you know. But it's the EU, pretty much, right? It says, in the 10 horns, which are the allies to the NATO and the EU, they are connected, you know, they're allies. It says, in the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, right, going to NATO, these shall hate the whore, and those horns are the EU. These shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. You see? So they're going to eat her flesh and burn her with fire. In other words, what? They're going to turn on Babylon the Great America, because we know that the judgment for Babylon the Great America, when you read about it in Revelation 18, about her, what? It's going to be by fire. See, the Lord's going to destroy this place by fire. 200 million thermonuclear missiles, how the Lord's going to reward this place with judgment. So the heathen nations that are in cahoots with Babylon the Great, essentially, they're going to betray her. You see? As you read it in Jeremiah. Let's get that right quick. Jeremiah 51. I think Jeremiah 51 is Jeremiah 50. Yep. Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, which Babylon is what? Babylon is America. America is Babylon the Great, daughter of Babylon. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. So the Lord used Babylon the Great to what? To pretty much push forth this pseudoscience, is this wicked philosophy throughout the four corners of the earth. Because the one that's in the head of Babylon the Great, who's ran by Esau Edom, the so-called white man, it says the nations have drunken of her wine, which we see. The decree, the philosophy, the way, these nations have taken it up, right? Therefore, the nations are mad, you see? So now they're mad. And who else is mad? The allies. You know, the allies of Babylon the Great, they're mad. So when her saying that, oh, Trump is he's the hermit king, so he's putting in other words, she's saying, in a nutshell, she's saying that with these tariffs and all these particular things that Trump is doing, Donald Duck, he's pretty much putting the U.S. in a position of isolation, you know, where his allies is not going to want to fuck with him. Anybody that's not going to want to fuck with her. I just seen this thing where, it was a news article. Yeah, but yeah, Trump put like 50% tariffs on like India, because India is trading with Russia, and Russia is active in a war against Ukraine, you know? So they put tariffs on it. The U.S. put tariffs on them, man. You see, so this is nothing. All this is prophecy playing out, because we know that the beast, right? The beast is when the Lord brings the judgment upon this beast, he's going to break it down to the Nero atom. You know, he's going to break it down. I made that word. I don't even know what that word means. Nero atom. I made that up, but he's going to break it down all the way down, man, to the microscopic atom. He's going to break it. That's how he's going to break this place down. And you see it. He's putting it in an isolated position. And when an animal or something is isolated, that's when it's the most vulnerable, when it's isolated. Well, Babylon the Great is isolating itself, and it's going to make it more acceptable to lose the war, essentially. Use World War III, which is coming. So let me get this Obadiah, because I ain't got too much time. Let me get this Obadiah. I ain't got too much time left. This is Obadiah. It's the book of Obadiah, right? And let me see. Let me get to the point. Let me go up a little bit. Not that one. Right here. This is Obadiah 1:7. It says, all your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from the land. And this is the NLT. So I'm reading from the top. Obadiah 1:7. All your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you, and you won't even know about it. You see? And this is all about this is all prophecy. This is what's going to come upon, because when you read Obadiah, it goes into the judgment that's going to come upon Esau Edom. You see, he exalted his nest to the clouds. This is where the Lord bring me down. And it's going to the particular things that will happen. His allies, the ones that are in cahoots with him, the ones that are in agreement with him, essentially supposed to be, they're going to turn on him. You see, they're gonna turn on her, Babylon the Great America. So when we see these particular things happening, because that's all these terrorists really doing. We know at the end of the day, Salakia. Oh shit, Salakia. We know at the end of the day, these terrorists are they're just making all these other nations mad at Babylon the Great America. Like, it's simple. We already know that. We know that this is the elites pulling the strings, but they don't know that the Lord is pulling the strings on them. You see, to where they are what? Going according to his will. Because essentially, even though the nations are doing it, we do know at the end of the day, all the nations have a collective agreement where they're trying to establish a system ran upon AI, the MOTB, which that's another video. But I wanted to get that real quick. So, hey, man, Lord, when it's edifying to the parents, Spirit of Yahweh, Shai, and feed you lemon sheaves of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Hey, the Lord put it upon her spirit to say that. Hermit king. Making this place a place of the United States a place of isolation. It's like not a place of isolation. The United States itself is putting itself in a position of isolation. So Lord is edifying to the power and spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai and feed you lemon sheaves of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. I'm going to end up saying call her Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rachakwadash. When I get up on honor to the apostles and the elders of great millstone, and to y'all, I'm going to say shalom.